Asslamualaikum Wr.wb. Greetings, my friends. I'm from English Group 3. My name is Krishnaldi, and I'm here to present to you about our PowerPoint. It's about USA. So let's jump right into the video. A little history and USA geography. Native Americans lived in the Americas for thousands of years. English people in 1607 went to the place now called Jamestown, Virginia. Other European settlers went to the colonies mostly from England and later Great Britain, France, Spain, and Netherlands. Also colonized North America. The United States is the third or fourth biggest country in the world. Only Russia and Canada are bigger. If you do not count the area of the Great Lakes, China is also bigger. Its geography varies a lot. The area is about 3,717,000 square miles, or about 9,629,000 McKinley, Alaska, and the lowest point is the Death Valley, California. The culture. First, traditional food in America. The popularity of the hamburger and cheeseburger in the USA is indisputable. Traditional, gourmet, fast food with bacon, sliders with green chili, juicy Lucy style. The list of variation and topping is infinite. If there's one food that we had to pick, burgers have to be the most American of them all. As you can see there is also chicken wings, roasted turkey, hot dogs, and yes, also burgers. Traditional clothes. The United States is usually known for Western wear, which include denim jeans, cowboy hat, and flannel shirts. These are long-sleeve shirts that are typically made from wool, though cotton varieties are also available. Flannel shirts have been still a major component of North American clothing. Costume. The United States doesn't really have a national costume that the way that the Japanese have kimono or whatever it is. There also isn't a royal or imperial past involved, so American culture doesn't tend to focus on pomp and circumstance the way that a lot of European countries do when they are celebrating themselves. Beliefs. Some American values are individualism, privacy, equality, liberty, self-government, and time. For example, they have been trained since very early age in their lives to consider themselves separate individuals who are responsible for their own situation in life and their own destinies. Most popular places in USA. First, Liberty Statue. Who doesn't know this place, right? These popular tall statues, or as we call the Statue of Liberty, are called Liberty and Lightning the World, is an icon of American pride. This giant statue is located on a Liberty Island, which was originally an uninhabited island at the end of the Hudson River, New York Harbor, United States. This statue is a gift given by the French state to the United States in the late 19th century and has the meaning of a welcome greetings for people who came to America. The design of tourist attraction in America, the Statue of Liberty tries to explain the ideology of the United States, which adheres to the ideology of freedom from all pleasures and independence. This statue warmly welcomes immigrants who want to change their destiny and seek a new life in America. When entering the museum, visitors will also be able to see that at the foot of the Statue of Liberty, there are shackles. Also visible was a crown with 7 dots, and with a very high face size of more than 8 meters. Second, the Niagara Falls. Niagara is a large waterfall on the Niagara River. This tourist spot in America is on the international border between the state of the United States, New York, and the province of Canada. Canada, Ontario. Niagara is made up of three waterfalls. The three waterfalls are the Holaa, an American waterfall, and the smaller one, the Bridal Veil, which is separated by an island called Luna Island from the main waterfall. Although not very high, Niagara is a very wide and most popular waterfall in the world. More than 6 million cubic meters of water per minute is flowed and is the fastest waterfall in North America. Niagara is also famous for its beautiful rainbow that crosses the middle of the swift waterfall. In the Niagara Falls area, visitors with young children can try one of Skyline Tower's tallest theme parks. A tourist attraction in America, visitors can play with their sons and daughters in water parks. Then there are Ferris wheels and the Clifton Hill restaurant, which provides many of the children's favorites with. There is also the Butterfly Conservatory and a Marine Island. Third, Disneyland, California. This happiness-looking place, or Disneyland, is a place where the ant can create imagination like in a fairy tale. The land of the Disney characters can satisfy their curiosity about fantasy world previously only seen in cartoon shows. Disneyland officially opened on July 17, 1955, and is also a popular American tourist spot in Southern California. This amusement park that always attracts millions of visitors every year is located in Anaheim. Disneyland Park has 8 different areas. If you enter without using the monorail, Main Street is the entrance. This zone is laid out like a main thoroughfare of small town, complete with a train station, town square, cinema, town hall, flyer office, emporium, and shops. 2 arenas that were kids' favorites were Tomorrowland and Mickey's Toontown Tomorrowland. Show the atmosphere of the future. Inside is Space Mountain, where children can enjoy the orbital atmosphere of Astro, Autopia, and Buzz Lightyear. Very fun. Meanwhile, Mickey's Toontown is home to famous Disney cartoon characters. Attractions that can be seen in this zone that is always busy with visitors are Gadget Go Coaster and Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin. Fourth, Golden Gate Bridge. The logo or the icon of famous basketball team in the NBA, Golden State Warriors. Golden Gate Bridge is the longest suspension bridge in the world. The bridge that crosses the Golden Gate Strait is almost 2 kilometers long. 2 pillars of the bridge, to tourist attraction in America, have a height of more than 227 meters. This steel bridge connects San Francisco and Marin County. One of these California landmarks began to function as a connecting line since May 28, 1937. Many Hollywood films that use the bridge as a backdrop, such as X-Men, The Last Stand, Star Trek, The Book of Eli, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and the Pacific Rims. Visitors can only enjoy tourist attraction in America through car windows. The wave in San Francisco by ferries, sailing boats, and the atmosphere of the Pacific Ocean can be enjoyed from the bridge while walking or riding a bicycle. The sidewalk at the edge of the 6-lane traffic lanes on the bridge are known as cycling and pedestrian routes. The pedestrian route on the east side, which faces San Francisco, is open from 5 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. during weekdays. Visitors are not allowed to bring pets, rollerblades, skateboard, or roller skate. Electric bikes and scooters are also not allowed on the sidewalk of the Golden Bridge. The last one, White House, the place for the #1 person in America. The name White House on this tourist spot in America was given by President Theodore Roosevelt in 1901. The White House is the official residence of the President of the United States, who is more than 200 years old. The design and construction of the building was carried out by Irish-American architect James Hoban, who won an architectural design competition in 1792. This all-white tourist attraction building in America has other name: Executive Mansion, President's House, and President Palace. The name White House was given by President Theodore Roosevelt in 1901. This building has an extra pavilion and portico like the deck. The building is made of aqua stone, painted white in late Georgian architectural style. The White House has 6 floors and 132 rooms. These rooms function as living and working areas. If you look closely, this tourist attraction in America is not only the official residence of the president, but has become a museum because it also stores various works of art and historical objects that are notes of American travel. Unique habits of the people. First one, required tips. Something that everyone can appreciate is how difficult a waiter or waitress job can be sometimes. Whether it's customer bleeding them or working long hours, it can be easy to have a job in which every single little things you do is scrutinized and magnified. However, some would argue that doesn't give restaurant the right to charge a minimum tip. Most of the time, outside of the North America, you need to provide phenomenal service in order to warrant a tip being given to you. Also in the state, it seems as if something that occurs even if someone hasn't practically earned it, with 15% being considered a standard amount. The second one, large portion of food, or mukbang. More often than not when you're ordering food, you know what you're going to get. It doesn't matter if you're ordering your usual at the different establishment or restaurant to the ones you used to, because the average portion size tends to be the same no matter where you go, unless that is you visit the USA. It feels like they select every single meal imaginable and increase the font size, making everything you eat feel like a starter. Main course and dessert rolled into one. This isn't always a bad thing, but in the context of this list, it most certainly falls under the category of crazy. Third, patience deficiency. As we all know, in life, sometimes you have to be incredibly patient in order to get the things that you cover the most. Whatever it be, a physical weight or a mental weight, it doesn't really matter, because as the saying goes, good things come to those who show patience. That isn't the exact saying, but you can understand the sentiment. Alas, when Americans are tasked with this in the form of queuing up for things, they don't seem capable of keeping up their composure. The rest of the world have perfected the art, whereas Americans always come across like they are 1 or 2 seconds away from reaching their boiling point. Number 4, working for too many hours. Perhaps the most notorious habit of American workers is their tendency to work long hours. A Gallup report from 2014 estimated that the average full-time worker in the United States of America works 47 hours a week, one of the highest figures in the world, and significantly higher than the rates in Western Europe. Next, or the ending part of our presentation, is most popular figures in United States of America. First one, George Washington. In 1798, Washington became the first president of the United States. Even during his lifetime, Washington was labeled father of his country. Many observers praise his horsemanship and great physical strength. He privately opposed slavery. Second, Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States, serving from 1861 until his assassination in 1865. Lincoln was from a poor family and was self-educated. During his time as a president, he led the United States through the American Civil War, helped preserve the Union, abolish slavery, strike the national government, and modernize the economy. Third, Muhammad Ali. Ali is considered one of the greatest professional heavyweight boxers in sport history. He is not only praised for his skills in the ring, but for values be expressed out of it. Religious freedom and racial justice. Born as Cassius Clay, he changed his name to Muhammad Ali at the age of 22 when he converted to the Nation of Islam after he won World Heavyweight Champion in 1964. He later went on to become the first and only 3 times lineal World Heavyweight Champions. Fourth, Michael Jackson. The well-known singer, songwriter, dancer, and businessman, Michael Jackson is referred to as the King of Pop. The Guinness Book of World Records recognized him as the most successful entertainer of all time. He was a global figure in popular culture for over 4 decades. MJ started off his career in the Jackson 5 and later became a solo act. His album Thriller is the best-selling album of all time. Number 5 is Martin Luther King Jr. MLK was an American clergyman, activist, and leader in the African American civil rights movement. He is the best known for his role in the advancement of civil rights in a non-violent manner and his speech, "I Had a Dream." MLK has since become a national icon in the history of American progressivism. His assassination in 1968 led to a wave of race riot across America. Number 6. John F. Kennedy. Often referred to as a JFK, he was the 35th President of the United States, serving from 1961 until his assassination in 1963. At 40 years old, he was the second youngest president after Theodore Roosevelt, and as a Catholic, he was the only non-Protestant president. He was also the only president to win a Pulitzer Prize. He was also the only president to win. In 1961, JFK announced the goal of landing a man on the moon. Number 7. Bill Gates. Bill Gates is the current chairman and former CEO of the world's largest personal computer software company, Microsoft, a company he co-founded with Paul Allen. According to the Bloomberg billionaire list, Gates is the world's richest person this year, a title he also held in 2007. Time magazine named Gates one of the 100 people who most influenced the 20th century. Last one, Neil Armstrong. A famous American astronaut, Armstrong was the first person to walk on the moon. Armstrong was a very humble person and was referred to as a reluctant American hero. Before becoming an astronaut, Armstrong was an officer in the US Navy and served in the Korean War. So that's all our presentation. Thank you for watching and I see you later. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Krisnaldi